Like on this play during the first quarter, Ayton being defended by Brandon Post, or rather Quinton Post, I always call him Brandon for some reason, and he gets good position around the rim. Vanderbilt gets him the ball and Ayton wastes no time going to work, giving him a couple quick shoulder bumps to let him know that he's there and get better positioning around the rim, then hitting it with a nice little 10-foot mid-range fadeaway shot that he gets a nice little friendly roll on. And well, he really showed a lot of that throughout the entire game, whether it was the low post touch and then getting a fadeaway shot to go off, or working in the pick and roll game, and he really did show that last night, working with Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves, not even scoring for himself, but kicking it back out following getting the ball from the pick and roll. Like on this play for example, once again during the first quarter and only a few plays later, working the pick and roll game with Austin Reeves, Austin finds him on a nice little roll to the rim, but after drawing the attention of both Quinton Post, his primary defender, and Jonathan Kuminga, the help defender, he knows that somebody must be open, therefore turning around to find a wide open Rui Hachimura, who he finds, and Rui Hachimura knocks down a wide open 3-point shot, something I think we will see more of throughout this season. There's not going to be help defenders that lay off LeBron, Luka Doncic, or Austin Reeves very often, but there likely will be with Rui Hachimura. And this is something that Hachimura likely will benefit from, not only from Luka Doncic and LeBron, which we've seen already, but probably with Deandre Ayton too. After Ayton gets the bounce pass, or simply the pass in the pick and roll game, and he draws the attention of his primary defender, and maybe one or two more defenders with that, then he'll be able to find wide open 3-point shooters like he did on this play for Rui Hachimura. However, that can then be reciprocated, like Hachimura showed directly during the next play down the court. Once again, Reeves and Deandre Ayton running a pick and roll together, but with the help defender Jonathan Kuminga again, playing a bit too much and helping off, that leaves Hachimura open from 3, but with Kuminga recovering quickly enough, Rui Hachimura drives to the rim and then draws the attention of Quinton Post, Ayton smartly not cutting him off and giving him a lane to drive to the rim, but after Quinton Post commits the help defense on Hachimura, Hachimura passes it to Ayton at the free throw line, where he could either take a mid-range shot, which he often does do and often will do, but instead he drives to the rim for a nice little floater, something else he can do and something else he's actually really good at doing too. And well, these are two really good examples of how Ayton can and will work within their offense without really even doing anything that much. We're simply talking about 2 high pick and roll sets within a 5-out offense, not anything that crazy and not even that much movement within it, but the attention that their ball handler, Austin Reeves here for example, can draw, then the attention that Deandre Ayton can and will draw, is able to attract a lot of attention and open up a lot of spots within their offense. Like on this one again, Hachimura getting a lane to the rim, then finding a wide open Deandre Ayton, after getting the commitment of both his primary defender and the help defender at the rim. This is something that they can do kind of free-flowing within their offense, can turn to, and actually have a viable option that can do a lot of different stuff within their offense, that being Deandre Ayton. However, while I definitely like the outcomes of these 2 plays, there is something I can point to that there is room for improvement with Deandre Ayton, that being the initial screen that he set. Going back to that first play that I shown with the high pick and roll between himself and Austin Reeves, he did not set a particularly good screen. Something that he's had trouble with doing, something that he's always been the most committed at doing, and it once again showed up here, albeit briefly. So again, that's something he can improve upon, something that he will need to do better when playing high pick and roll with Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, and LeBron James. If he wants to free them up and give them a better lane to drive to the rim, he will have to do better at setting that initial screen, which will directly benefit himself too, as if he does that, he'll then probably get a better pathway for a lob at the rim. But regardless, I really did like the way they used him out of their high pick and roll game. This is something we'll probably see the most of with him, running the high pick and roll with, again, Luka, LeBron, Austin, all of them throughout the game and all of them throughout the entire regular season. But it's not only going to be that. Apart from that, he's obviously going to be utilized within their offensive sets, and likely as kind of the free throw line extended screener, like he does on this play for example. Out of a horn set, Ayton sets a double screen for both Austin Reeves, who gives the ball up for Dalton Connect on a guard-to-guard handoff, setting the screen for Austin, then for Dalton Connect who comes over to the strong side. After that point, he has some options here. He could maybe take the 3-point shot, as he kind of did get a little bit open from it, but instead he holds on to it as Quinton Post rolls into a drop coverage. Even with Draymond Green coming up to help, he then has the option to either pass it to Hachimura, who maybe could have gotten a 3-point shot out of this, or wait for Draymond Green to make his decision, as Quinton Post really won't commit here. And after that point, as Quinton Post would not commit to him, he simply posts up for the mid-range shot. You know, it might not be 3-point shooting floor spacing, but it definitely is enough to punish the drop coverage, as he directly showed here and as I think he will show throughout the entire regular season, which should give them a pretty good new weapon for their offense. But then defensively, I like what Deandre Ayton has been showing, and once again showed during this game too. Like I said, he did grab 2 steals and blocked the shot to go with it, but I think it was more about the non-stats and what he showed on defense, the commitment, moving his feet, switching well on defense. I think that all looked pretty good on the court, and if he is able to maintain that, then I think he will be a good part of their defense too. Not only offensively, but actually defensively. Something he talked about again following the game last night, talking about becoming their defensive anchor, and really accepting and feeling the challenge that JJ Redick directly posed to him. So here's quickly what he had to say regarding it.
Night for you offensively, 6 for 8 from the field, but I know the coaching staff's been excited about the way you're moving your feet defensively. What's the focus been there for you, and how did that play out tonight?
Yeah, just really changing the narrative of protecting the rim on the defensive end. You know, JJ's really put it on me and put on emphasis that he wants his bigs protecting the rim. So I'm just trying to be a big part of that, man, to let the world know in the league know that I'm the Lakers center and I'm the anchor of the defense.
But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.